up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and you're watching the Red Cup Podcast, where truth, pop culture, and politics meet.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks Live, because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. And I came on laughing because I'm up here trying to type in the chat all fast, and I end up writing cats instead of let's. Yeah, I'm goofy today. It is what it is. It is what it is. What's going on, chat? What's going on, everybody that's pulling up? Thank you so much on YouTube. Thank you so much on X. I'm really starting to gain a following on X. So thank you guys so much for actually, following me. I'm new to X and I'm trying to get a hang of it. I'm one of those people that probably shouldn't have an X account because I got Twitter fingers. Okay. I will talk. I will speak my mind. All right. So I probably shouldn't have one, but nevertheless, I got one. So if you guys want to follow me on X, you can follow me on X. Okay. All of that is in the description on my channel page here on YouTube. All right. And if you're on X and you want to check out my YouTube, it's in the description. All right. But nevertheless, what's up, Kelly? What's up, girl? I was just getting ready to get to everything. Hey, Kelly, if you want to pull up, you can pull up as always. You're always welcome. But anywho, we're going to get into a lot of things today. We're going to get into Jimmy Kimmel. We're going to get into Jasmine Crockett. Okay. I'm going to call her by her name, Jasmine Crockett, Ratchet. And then we're going to get into Democrats, and the Democrats are just leaving the party in droves. Good. All right. And then we're just going to get into a couple little small things, couple pop culture things. But you guys, I really, 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 really want to get into the whole Jimmy Kimmel getting fired. He got fired on his day off. Okay. Jimmy Kimmel really got fired. And I'm so glad. And when I tell you I'm glad, I'm not that I'm glad that he got fired. I'm glad that one of the big dogs experienced what a lot of people on the right has been experiencing. Okay, from the big dogs all the way to the little dogs. Okay, you got these people have to see what's been going on that we have been putting up for a long time. Okay, conservative voices have been saying, hey, look what's going on. Look what's going on. They've been turning the other way. And now that the tide is turning, it's, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But I keep telling you, okay, liberals and Democrats have a case of, I forgot I said that. So we'll get into that, a little later. But I want to go ahead and shout out the chat. And I want to go ahead and shout out people who support the platform. Mike, that dude, thank you so much on Cash App. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I want to go ahead and shout out the chat here. My girl Kelly, thank you so much for pulling up. Donna, J Ben, what's going on, J Ben? What's going on, Nick J? Magnetar, loud and clear. Mandy, hey girl. What's going on? What's going on? Q-Tar, what's going on? Carol Ortiz, what's going on? Tyrone, what's up? What's up? Got flavor, Cochise, Scoop, your car, what we do, what's going on, you guys? All right, I see you guys in here. All right, Marley Monroe. Okay, I see you up in here. All right, you guys. So we're gonna get started, but just to let you know, it is Thursday. Okay, it is Thursday. So you guys know this is my last day of the week that I do my live streams. Okay, I'm gonna make an announcement on a change of schedule, so that'll probably come out over the weekend. Okay, but I'm gonna be doing a change of schedule. Right. I'm looking at analytics. I'm just looking at everything. And so I am going to change the schedule, but we'll get into that over the weekend. I just wanted to put that announcement out there. But you guys, same quality, same times, just changing the schedule a little bit, trying to adhere to, everybody that's watching. All right. All right, you guys. So we got a good number of people in here. So let's go ahead and start. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to take a couple of shots. Shots are just some quick little videos that I want to get into because I thought they were interesting. And I love talking about pop culture, okay? And pop culture, like I told you guys, is always in politics. That's why I always say This is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. I want to get into this. It was what, maybe Tuesday that this was a thing, but I didn't get to talk about it. Okay. Because of all that was going on with Luigi, Player 2. Okay. But I always love when somebody puts Charlemagne the God in his place. Okay. And it just so happened to be Dame Dash. Okay. Dame Dash put Charlemagne the God in his place. And when I say he made such a great case for what he was talking about, he made such a great case. All right. And it wasn't just, I don't like Charlemagne. No, it was, I'm going to tell Charlemagne the truth, because apparently he doesn't understand business. He doesn't understand how things work. And he don't really got no money like that. Okay. He makes some millions. He does well for himself, but he's not the boss of nothing. Dame Dash has been up and down. Okay. And you can say a lot of things about Dame Dash, a lot, but the man has been successful. Okay. He's been successful. He's had a lot of things go right. And with that being said, I want to get into this because Dame Dash said everything that needed to be said in this short clip. All right. I'm going to pull it up because it's a little small, but I'm going to pull it up. I want you guys to hear what Dame Dash had to say. Here we go.
So how, if let's say everything in the judgment doesn't go, nothing's still on my name. There's still nothing to collect. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you know how many times Donald Trump filed?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah. So then why?
But he's known as a terrible businessman. But no, he's not.
He's the president.
Yeah, but sure, but he still was known as a terrible businessman. Actually, a con man.
Do you know how confidently dumb you sound? You're saying it's bad that he went bankrupt 6 times. He's a billionaire and he's the president, and you still not
a terrible businessman and con artist.
Are you known as a good businessman?
I don't know.
Okay? Well, you make a lot of money.
No.
So you've been doing this every day your whole life and you're not making no money?
Nope.
You just now said, let's just go back to how ridiculous you are. The president filed for bankruptcy 8 times, still a billionaire. He's saying he's a bad businessman. You're just not that smart.
It's true. It's true.
Okay.
And you have to acknowledge that. And you know why? You're not seeing the world. You know what happens when you have to go someplace? You're laughing. You know what happens when you have to go someplace every day at 4 a.m? You can't go nowhere. You got to be here every day. You've been 15 years. You've missed the whole world. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're saying it confidently. And you're in an algorithm where people actually believe you out of response. And why you think they keep you here? They want y'all to make us dumb.
I absolutely love what Dame Dash had to say. I absolutely love what Dame Dash had to say. He said, you are confidently dumb. Like, you're dumb. I told you most of these people are dumb, but he said it with his chest. Okay. Like Kevin Hart would say it with your chest. He said it with his whole chest. You know, that Donald Trump is a poor and awful businessman. He's even a con artist. Where'd you get that info? I've never seen a billionaire that didn't know how to do business. Where did you get that info from? Okay. And even if you don't like Donald Trump, but you want to take your chops from Jay-Z, Jay-Z says the exact same thing. I lose it, I get it again. I lose it, I get it again. That's how business works. That's how you do. You got to take risk. You have to take risk. And he started off by saying, none of these things are in my name. Okay, most of the time, these people buy things in their LLCs, their trust. So Dame Dash don't owe nobody. Not Dame Dash. Dame Dash LLC may own it and whatever else he got. Waka, whatever. But people are so oblivious to the actual truth. People are so oblivious to what is actually going on. It's wild to me. It's wild. The man said Donald Trump is the president. Like, he's up 100%. Like, he's up. How did you make that correlate? Right? But he's absolutely 100%. And when he went into the whole spiel about, you come here every day for 15 years, you got to be here at 4:00. How can you do anything else? You got to be here at 4:00 and you can't leave until, a little bit past 3. How are you doing anything else? right? But you got the nerve to talk about somebody that's actually taking risks. I thought it was 100% phenomenal. 100% phenomenal. Okay. Dame Dash, I love that. Okay. You can say a lot about Dame Dash, but that right there was phenomenal. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you guys think about that, because I thought that was awesome. I thought it was 100% awesome. Okay. So let's get into a little more of the shots. All right. Now, you guys, I want to get into this because it has been a week for the Democrats ever since, Charlie Kirk passing. I'm just gonna call it a passing, because I just it's just vile, right? And you guys have seen everything that has been going on, right? On the left, all the nasty comments, all the nasty videos, all of that, right? You've been seeing it. The left thought that, this was going to be something phenomenal, but the exact opposite is happening. The exact opposite. You want to know what's happening? The left, meaning the people on the left, the people that used to be nut jobs, have had a moment of clarity. They're coming to their senses. Like, they're literally coming to their senses. What do I mean? I'm talking about the mass exodus. Okay. There's a mass exodus going on. A lot of people are leaving the Democratic Party, and thank God. Like I tell you all the time, Democrats, they awful people. Okay. Liberals have been made to be, they went from being, sunflower people to the people that are just straight irritating and tyrannical. Okay. The mental institutions, they're not, they're not available for them anymore. So we have to deal with them. But there are a lot coming across. Okay. There are a lot coming to our side. And even if they don't come to our side, they're leaving the party in general. Okay. Because they see that these people are nuts. I want you guys to see a couple of these smart people. Well, they're now smart. Or they're smartening up. I want you guys to see what's going on. Here we go.
I am fucking done with the Democratic Party. You guys are psychotic. I've been a Democrat my entire life. I'm 43 years old, and I've never been more humiliated and embarrassed to be part of something. You guys are the most racist, hateful, bigoted, nasty group of people I've ever had to commingle with. And it's not all, just to be clear, but it's the majority of you guys. The left has lost their goddamn mind. What I've witnessed over the last 72 hours has been an absolute disgrace. Disgrace. You guys want to sit here, you want to abort babies at 9 months, you want to leave the borders wide open. New York City is an absolute disgrace. You have no idea what's going on in Manhattan. It's disgusting. Disgusting. It's not even livable anymore. I can't wait to get out of here.
That's facts.
We have people that are getting set on fire in New York City subways, not once, but twice. The stores are being looted. People are being pushed in front of the trains. The streets are filled with piss and weed. And I swear to God, I hope New York City single-handedly flips the entire New York State red, because I am done. I am done.
Not piss and weed, child. Not piss and weed. But she's absolutely correct. Okay? She's absolutely correct. I'm going to read the super chats in a minute. She's absolutely correct. New York was already a city that was struggling when it comes to garbage. Okay. The garbage is everywhere in New York. I mean, literally everywhere. The rats look like small puppies. All right. It is what it is. So you guys, let's get into another one. Here we go.
Hey guys, no half-ass gardening tips for you today. This is just a public message, I guess. I was an old school Democrat. I will never vote a fucking Democrat ever. I was a purple party independent. You lost me. I'm all red now. When you celebrate and rejoice in the murder and assassination of someone who just was giving a different point of view than what you're used to in the fucking colleges these days, you are and will always be part of the problem.
That's a fact.
You're rejoicing in that. He was a family man. He just came and was respectful to everybody. and was assassinated for it. It's fucking pathetic. And so has what the Democratic Party has become.
And he's absolutely correct, because here's the thing. A lot of the people that are on the Democratic side, not all of them are raging liberals. Some of them are people that are in the middle but can't seem to swing right? So they're independents, and they tend to maybe vote a little bit more for the liberals. However, these last 4 years, I'm so glad Donald Trump lost. I'm so glad he lost, because the last 4 years, and even the events up until last week with Charlie Kirk, these events have absolutely 100% kicked up the fact that most people now want to be out of the Democratic Party. They're nuts. They're nuts. Okay. Between the migration, okay, the illegal migration, all right, because they're not coming here by themselves. All right. They're getting flown here. They're getting flued out. Okay. They're getting flued out. They're definitely getting flown out here. Okay. But in my city girl voice, yeah, they're down there in Miami getting flued out. And that is because there's absolutely no way all of these people can afford to get here. Okay. Whether it's the cartels, whether it's these organizations with US aid, all of that. These people are absolutely responsible. They're absolutely responsible. George Soros and his people. Okay. Absolutely. They're flying these people out here. Okay. I seen a whole family. Do you know how much it costs to get a whole family? Let's do a whole family of 4. Okay. Just to go to Miami, Florida. You mean to tell me this whole family from Nicaragua, okay, where the pesos is like 5 cents, gather up all this money, they were able to sell that much coconut to get up here? Please. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No man. No mas. Okay. There's no way. There's no way. Absolutely not. So I definitely love that these people left. Okay. Let's give one more from Brad. Okay. Let's let Brad talk. Go ahead, Brad.
So I have officially left the Democratic Party a few days ago, and I haven't made a video about it. Really haven't told anybody besides my brother about it. And the reason I did it was because I cannot be linked and affiliated with a party that has members in it that would do exactly what happened to Charlie Kirk. So I have officially left.
Yeah. See? When you talk to Rational Brad, okay, Rational Brad can put it all together and say, hey, these people are nuts. These people are absolutely nuts. And if you can rationalize, somebody dying, somebody being murdered, just for a difference of opinion, whether you like the man or not, a difference of opinion is a rational consequence to you. Now, it is a consequence that can happen, but it is a rare consequence. And that's because most people have enough sense to understand that it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. So all of these people that are getting on here doing all of this, look, the universe listens to you. Okay. Whatever your religion is, that entity, that God, that deity, they are listening to you. All right. And karma is real. Okay. Because you can't put out that negative energy and then expect that it won't come back. That's why these people are losing their jobs left and right. Absolutely. 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 They're losing their jobs left and right. And that's because you cannot put that energy out. It's so negative. And you're harboring it for a man that you don't even like. It's absolutely wild. So shout out to all the Democrats that are leaving the crazy, deranged party of the Democrats and the liberals. Okay. And shout out to Dame Dash for actually putting Charlemagne, non-God, okay, in his place. Because there's nothing godly about what Charlemagne be talking about. I swear to goodness. Even when he makes a point or two, okay? Because a broke clock is right twice a day. Even when he makes the point to, there's nothing godly about Charlemagne, the non-God. Okay. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about those stories. All right. Let's go ahead and get into these super chats. And thank you guys for putting up these super chats so early in the show. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's get into it. They push, I'm sorry, 1320. Now, we're going to say Bushido? Yeah, 1320 Bushido. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. They push NI News. What does that stand for? Let me know in the comments what that stands for. They push NI at News. Leonard knows. Oh, are you trying to say Ninja? Let me know. They push Ninja News. Leonard knows better, but plays dumb for their audience. So Leonard is Charlemagne the non-God's real name. Okay. Leonard, that's what Monique calls him. That's what his mama called him. So that's what we're going to call him. Leonard. All right. And so, yeah, I think Leonard knows a lot. Okay. But he's willfully and confidently, like Dame said, confidently stupid. So let him continue to be that way. And the people that follow him will follow him right off that cliff. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. All right. And then we have Coach Cheese. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. They're broke on that podcast, cousin. You know what? Yeah, they broke. They broke because they have to share that money with Clear Channel and all those people. They have to share that money. Okay. They got to share it. It's not like somebody going to a podcast. Okay. It's not like Red Cup. All right. When you come here and you spend your money here, when you send me, $5, $10, $20, $100, when you send me all of that, it goes to the show. I pour everything back into the show. I listen to what you guys want to hear, what you guys, want to see. If you want to have more of this, more of that, I put all of that out. And thank you for the super chat, Coaches. But I do all of that, right? Clear Channel don't care nothing about what you're talking about. Clear Channel does not care at all. They can care less what you're talking about. They can care less what you want to hear. We know they don't care about what music you want to play because the same 5 songs come on every hour. And I do mean every hour, okay? You're going to hear, if Beyonce got a song, you're going to hear Beyonce. You're going to hear all the people that are on Rock Nation. And you're going to hear all the people that are on the major record labels, okay? You might hear indie every now and then if it catches enough steam. But again, they don't care. So why would they care about what you want to talk about if they don't even care about what you want to listen to? So Leonard and all of them are one and the same. All right. So thank you guys for those starting super chats. I appreciate you. All the super chats that come in afterwards. I will read them in the next segment. Okay. Thank you guys for pulling up. I see more of you guys. Hey, Christopher. Hey, Artifacts. Hey, Empire. I appreciate you guys for rolling up. Hey, Sugar Shane. What's up? All right. So let's move on. Okay. From pouring a shot. Let's move on to something that might hurt y'all's brain. Let's move on to Ratchet CROCKETT. Okay. She got to go. Now, we already know she's being thrown out of her seat. Okay. She's being thrown out the palace. All right. The Republicans have already scratched her out. All right. They erased her whole district and now she got to move. Okay. The Republicans have already taken her U.S. aid money, so she can't go buy another, $10 million home. And she's not going to be able to sell that one wherever it is. Nobody wants that house. Okay? Nobody. So let's get into Ratchet CROCKETT, okay? Because Ratchet CROCKETT seems to think that we care about her opinions. I don't know why, but she seems to think so. And I just keep showing them because they get worse. Like these takes get absolutely worse every time I see her. Okay. Kelly, your girl is holding on to this wig. All right. She is holding on to this wig. That USAID money ain't coming in like that, so she got to hold on to this wig. So Kelly, get your girl. I'm just messing with you, Kelly. Let's get into this segment here with Jasmine Crockett, because Jasmine Crockett continues to push to the masses at every point in turn, every time she's on the microphone, every time she's on the television, every time she's on a podcast, every time she's up at that oversight committee that I just wish they get her off of, because she adds no value. Okay, all she does is argue and shuffle papers around. I've never seen somebody do so much of this. It's like, ma'am, what papers are you shuffling around? Why are you shuffling these papers around? You create no legislation. Are those bills? Or are those your talking points for MSNBC later? Probably. All right, let's go ahead and get into Jasmine Crockett and something she said on the Get Better podcast. Here's the clip.
I understood what was kind of pushing them there. And so I do want people to know that just because someone has committed a crime, it doesn't make them a criminal. That is completely different. Being a criminal is more so about your mindset. Committing a crime can come for a lot of different reasons. I understood.
So the woman that said that Donald Trump is a criminal for having 34 convictions of white collar crime, of moving papers around like she does, moving papers around to misrepresent some funds, according to her. All right. And Respucia James, Attorney James up there in New York City. So Donald Trump, if we got this right, Donald Trump is a criminal. But if you are an illegal alien who crossed the border illegally, because it's called illegal, you cross the border illegally, you're not a criminal. You have not shown up for your court hearings, you're not a criminal. You have stayed in the country over 20 years illegally, you're not a criminal. You have joined a gang inside of the United States and have committed crimes while being illegal, you're not a criminal. But Donald Trump is a criminal. You can't make this stuff up. like you cannot make it up. I cannot stand this woman. I can't stand her. Okay. I can't wait until they throw her in this wig out. I can't wait. Okay. But it continues, because here is Ratchet Crockett yesterday messing with good old KASH Patel. Now, I got my beef with KASH Patel every now and then, but KASH Patel has experience, all right? Way more than Ratchet Crockett has. And let's not even go DEI and all of that, because Ratchet Crockett told us that her boss hired her because she was Black. When they say things like this, they actually make Black people look bad, because then you're saying, oh, well, we need DEI to get Black people. And no, you don't. There's plenty of qualified Black people. She just wasn't one of them, okay? Her, no, Kamala, okay? They're not qualified, okay? They're about as dumb as bag bricks, okay? But nobody wants to say nothing, because one is a pretend Black woman and the other one is a Black woman with a bad wig. Nobody wants to say anything. However, let's get into what she had to say here.
But when I say that you are the least qualified FBI director in the history of the FBI, that is real, because you are the only one that never even served with the FBI prior to joining. Yet we are supposed to believe that you are the greatest thing since sliced bread. I didn't ask you a question. Now, what I want to go through is to talk about why you are a failure, and why, honestly, we just need to tell you bye-bye. And frankly, when people sit around and say things like, oh, we're happy because now we feel safe. I don't know who feels safe in this country except for the white supremacists, because I specifically, as a Black woman, definitely don't feel safe. I don't have any confidence in you. And if we start talking about the reasons that I lack confidence, we could start with you not just wanting to acknowledge some simple facts. Simple facts like the vast majority of the threats are coming from right-wing extremism. So I'm confused about what it is that the FBI is doing, except for trying to put on a show for the apprentice, or whatever you want to call him. The day after all of this took place, there was domestic terrorism that was taking place at HBCUs. They were targeted.
Oh.
Yet I didn't hear anything from the FBI about what was going on. And again, Black people kept saying, how did we end up in this? Because the numbers are so very clear that white supremacy is a problem. And honestly, I've not heard anything out of you today that makes me believe that you're going to do anything about the white supremacy problem. The one that is leading to children being killed, children being shot, as well as members of their community as they're worshiping in their churches.
Okay. Ratchet Crockett said a lot. Okay. So let's address just a few points. Okay, let's address that last one she had. As you know, she was talking to Mr. Kash Patel, FBI. Okay. She said that, you know, white supremacy is the main reason for children being shot at a church. Last time I checked, that was trans. Now he is white. However, that was a trans person who actually wrote a manifesto saying how much he struggled with being trans, saying how much he wished he never transitioned. Okay? Like this was an actual thing. So when Ratchet Crockett talks, she doesn't talk with actual confidence. She talks with stupidity. Okay? Because she knows that these little sound bites here, they're going to go to her little base, okay? They're going to go to the 92%. They're going to go to, you know, the illegal migrants, okay? Because that's her base, okay? Those are her people. And those things are going to go to them. The rest of us, the smart people, you know, smart people, we don't care about none of this. Because we know she's BSing. If she actually cared about white supremacy, she would denounce Joe Biden all the way, okay? If there ever was white supremacy, okay, which there are people who are racist, yes, okay? But you want to start with Joe Biden, okay? You want to start with him being at an actual KKK member's funeral, doing a eulogy. You want to start there. That's where you want to start, Ratchet, okay? Get that on your little papers that you're shuffling, because that's absolutely what he did. Hell, even Barack Obama was there, okay? The half white man. He was there too, doing a eulogy, saying how great this man was, and he apologized for being, you know, a white supremacist. You know, he actually, and that's the thing, on the Democratic side, they actually have actual white supremacists, people that were actually racist, people that were actually involved in the KKK that terrorized Black people, that are actually a terrorist group. Okay? Those people are on the left. Those people are over there. Okay? Those people are there. Not the people that you try to make out to be white supremacists like Donald Trump, when Donald Trump was the only person giving a Black woman free stay when her entire family was wiped. And I do mean wiped out. Okay? We all know what happened to J. Hood, okay, and her family. Not one Oprah Winfrey, not one rich Black chick came up there and said, hey, let me do all this for you. Nope. It was Donald J. Trump. It was Donald Trump. Okay. Oprah Winfrey didn't charter a plane for Nelson Mandela. Okay. He didn't get that black man from she didn't get that black man from South Africa. Donald Trump did. Man, it's wild. It's so wild that these people have the nerve to sit up here and talk about white supremacy when they're sitting with the white supremacists. Okay. So Ratchet Crockett, 2 weeks. 2 weeks down. Okay. We're giving it a 2 week. You know how you give like 5-star? We're going to give 2 weeks for that. That was just awful. So last but not least, okay, she got into it with her favorite nemesis, Marjorie Taylor Greene. These two go back and forth, child. It's a whole ratchet thing. It's a whole ratchet thing with these two. Okay. They go back and forth. I believe I'm going to start blaming the men up at the top because they know every time Ratchet opens her mouth, white Marjorie Taylor Greene, she going to come. She going to come give it to him. Okay. Because she got to give the other side. It's a whole ratchet experience. And I want you guys to see it. Here we go.
Objection is entered. I recognize Ms. Crockett for unanimous consent.
Yes, Mr. Chair, since I wasn't allowed equal time to debate, I have a UC. It is from, it looks like Yahoo News. It says, Charlie Kirk suspect's grandma says family is all MAGA.
Without objection, so ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Green from Georgia.
Mr. Chair, remember I have a UC as well.
We'll recognize you next time. Chair, Ms. Green, it's your 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I can assure you that the 22-year-old man, Tyler Robinson, that murdered Charlie Kirk is not MAGA. His family may be Republican, but all of the evidence that is being presented proves that he is a far leftist, very much integrated in online groups that are linked to Antifa. He was in a relationship with a biological male, so-called furry, whatever that is transitioning to be a fake woman. He was not MAGA, not one bit. That is a complete lie. And it's an insult to every single Republican and person that identifies with those type of politics. We will not tolerate it. And that is the exact type of language that is getting many of us death threats day after day and led to shootings on the baseball field where Steve Scalise was shot. This is what led to President Trump nearly being assassinated this past summer. This is what has led to Charlie Kirk being assassinated. And so I just want to give a warning there. We're not going to tolerate that anymore. You know, something else we're not going to tolerate is crime. On August 11th.
Child, she wasn't finished. She put them glasses back on. Anytime they put them glasses on and off, you know they are locked in. Okay. They're locked totally in. But let's go ahead and get into just a few of her points. Okay. She was talking about Ratchet Crockett started off saying, I don't even know why she said it. Like, it was just a blip. Like, why? But anyway, she says, hey, well, the grandmother says that, Charlie Kirk shooter's family was definitely MAGA. What is your point? I know plenty of people's families that are definitely Kamala supporters. Okay. They're with the 92% and the 70% of men that had to stroll to the polls for their women. Yeah. I know plenty of families that are like that. And then that one is a MAGA supporter. And how many people were talking about, oh, I disowned my family because I found out they voted for Donald Trump. How many people said this? Like, how many people actually said this? A lot. So all of a sudden, I keep telling you guys, Democrats and liberals play that. I forgot I said that. All of a sudden, you forgot you said that. But now it doesn't apply here. I can't stand a liberal. Okay. Because a liar is a liar is a liar. And that's what liberals and Democrats usually do. Okay? Because now all of a sudden, your family is what you are. So if your family is Christian, you can't be a Muslim. Or if your family is Muslim, you can't come to Christianity. Like, when has that ever been a thing? Like, please. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ratchet Crockett just says and does whatever she wants. Okay? She just says things. She just says it. And it doesn't even have to be true. It doesn't have to be true. Okay? But what can you expect? When your wig is dry and your funds are low, you might not get the truth. So you guys get down in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, I'll be holding back what I really be wanting to say about that woman. But, we can't talk about people like that. It's not nice. So I have to be an example. You guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about Jasmine Ratchet Crockett and all of her antics this week with KASH Patel, with her talking about doing a crime doesn't make you a criminal. It's almost like just because it's illegal to cross the border, you're not illegal. Like, ma'am, you're an attorney. So you say you are an attorney. You're a person that's supposed to know the law. You don't have a paralegal or nobody to look none of this stuff up. Can't make it up. You guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about it in the chat. All right, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and read these super chats. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. We got a $5 super chat from Magnetar. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate the $5 super chat. This is an outrage. And you know what? I think we need to hear a snippet of your song, Pristine, sung by you right now. Ha 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 ha. Sung by you right now. To calm our nerves, fits we up. If you guys have not heard my song, Pristine, okay. I also do music for those of you that don't know. I also do music. I write for artists and I write for myself. I love music. I've been in music my entire life. Okay. And I will continue to do so. Thank you, Magnus Hall, for the $5 super chat. I can sing at the end of the show. I got a full show, but I promise you I'll sing something at the end of the show. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you so much for that super chat. Let's see here. Okay, Eric Watson. Hey, love, $4.99. Thank you so much for the super chat. Unwarranted yelling at a man in public forum reflects poorly on our women. And her screaming only reinforces negative stereotypes. She's a walking ratchet. But you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct, because that woman is a walking ratchet. And we know that she was raised in the best possible for anybody in America. Okay. Not just white people, not just Black people. Anybody in America will want to send their children to good schools and, have trust funds for them, and, them to be able to be Nepo babies and them to get DEI hires, Everybody wants that. Everybody wants that for their children. But yet somebody like Ratchet Crockett gets all that, no parents work, and then she uses it to do absolutely nothing. She doesn't do anything for the people, not even the people that she claims to care about. Not the 92%. Okay, she just makes them look worse and worse and worse. So thank you for your super chat. I agree 100%. Thank you, Eric. Gracias. All right, we got Taurus. Yep. Taurus. What? Taurus price 516. Thank you so much. That y'all trying to get my channel shut down. That needs to go. She does need to go. I totally 100% agree. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. All right. So you guys, let's go ahead and move on. I'll read the other super chats shortly. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get into our main topic. Mr. Jimmy. Yeah, this was a song my grandmother used to play all the time. It's called Jimmy Mac. Does anybody else grandma play that song? Because I don't know what a Jimmy Mac is, but I had to listen to a lot of like oldies 100 style songs growing up. So if anybody knows that Jimmy Mac song, let me know. Yeah, Empire. Yeah. Yes. Jimmy Mac. All right, you guys. So Jimmy Kimmel has been fired. He got fired on his day off. Okay. He got fired. And all because he wanted to say something nasty and untrue about Charlie Kirk and MAGA. Like, these people cannot contain themselves. I don't understand. I don't know what it is, but they can't help themselves. So we can't help ourselves either. So we're going to talk about it. And we are going to show all the hypocrisy that is on the left. All right. We're going to show it. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it because I keep telling you the Democrats play a dirty game. They play a very dirty game of, I forgot I said that, or I know I said that, and I'm going to act like I didn't say it just so I can say it to you. That's what they play. So we'll continue to play it with them. I have absolutely no problem. We got all day. We can do it like Lionel Richie all night long. Okay. So I want you guys to go ahead and get into this quick montage of the Democrats. Okay. Because like I said, they play a dirty game, but now they're crying, and they're crying about Jimmy Kimmel. I want you guys to see this. Here we go.
We have news that Disney is pulling Jimmy Kimmel's show indefinitely off the air.
Donald Trump is now publicly celebrating ABC taking Jimmy Kimmel's show off the air indefinitely at his request. Trump is attacking freedom of speech, and he's not even trying to hide it.
This is the same part of the same group of people who complain about everything is too woke. Comedians can't say anything anymore. They're killing comedy.
If you think that freedom of speech is protection in America right now, you are not paying attention.
What just happened to Jimmy Kimmel is a much larger assault on our civil liberties in this country, including our free press.
Jimmy Kimmel does not deserve.
This is a dystopian.
Oh, we are in a bad place.
This is ridiculous. They want fascism to rule. What's next? South Park? SNL? But until we are willing to put our action where our mouths are and do something, the snowball of momentum will continue to roll right over us.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up. You guys, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. All of that. They're doing all of that. Why? Why are they doing all of that? Okay. Oh, we're fascists. That's right. We're fascists, you guys. Remember that. We are fascists. Okay. We're fascists and we're brown shirts. Yeah, that's what we are. Okay. Meanwhile, they were the same things. Okay. I told you, Democrats play a dirty game of, I forgot I said that. Okay. Democrats play a dirty game of it. So we shall refresh their memories. Here is Jimmy Kimmel and what he had to say when Tucker Carlson got the boot. Here we go.
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson. After all these years, they are parting ways, which means he was fired. I mean, that's really what parting ways means. Tucker couldn't be reached for comment. He's already on a plane to Moscow to meet with his manager. But what a shock. I mean, what an absolutely delightful shock this is. Now Tucker can spend more time at home tanning his testicles and touching himself to that sexy green M&M. Sadly, he's probably not done poisoning old people's brains. The question now is, where will he do it next? Will he go to OAN? Will he go to Newsmax? Will he crawl back up Satan's fiery beehole from whence he came? We don't know. One of the most despicable mother Tuckers ever to appear on American television. Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson.
You hear all the laughs. You hear the joy in his voice. Okay? You hear it. Like, you absolutely hear it. And this is okay. This is okay. But yet it's not okay for Jimmy Kimmel to be gone now. It's not okay. Why not? Why isn't it okay? Because it was absolutely okay here. It was absolutely okay for you to get on ABC, Disney, whatever it is, and say what you wanted to say about Tucker Carlson. Okay? And they keep falling back on this free speech. Okay, cool. Free speech. That's what you said. All right, cool. So let's move on to a another culprit, because for some reason, the Democrats are saying, okay, well, with the whole Charlie Kirk thing and the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, there's never, prominent Democrats saying, these things. There's never Democrats, that are like actual politicians really rooting for people to not have a job or not be on or getting deplatformed. Yeah. I told you a Democrat is a lie. Because, yeah, Jenny from the block absolutely said that. She absolutely cheered when Tucker Carlson was deplatformed, as she called it. Here's AOC. Watch.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. What I will say, though, is while I'm very glad that the person that was arguably responsible for some of the largest, driving some of the most amounts of death threats and violent threats, not just to my office, but to plenty of people across the country. I also kind of feel like I'm like waiting for the cutscene at the end of a Marvel movie after all the credits have rolled. And then you see like the villain's like hand reemerge out to grip over like the end of a building or something.
So stupid.
But deplatforming works, and it is important. And there you go. Good things can happen. Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News.
Anybody who tells me that woman don't look like she owns something, like look at them eyeballs. Look at my eyeballs. That little red light district that she got, the little trash district that she got, the garbage, okay, no, it's basura, okay. That district that she has, I'm telling you, she spends a lot of time over there, okay, and it's not because she used to be a bartender, because she's another one that pretends Miss Sandy, okay. She names herself Alexandra Cortez, just so y'all think she's a spicy Latina, okay. But that woman named Sandy. That woman named Sandy, okay? And Sandy is also a hypocrite. She's an absolute hypocrite, okay? Because not only is, like I said, she's a trash representative, she absolutely said the same thing. Deplatform, good. Tucker Carlson's gone, yada, yada, yada. Nobody stopped her from saying it. Did you see anybody stop girl from saying it? No. She said what she wanted, right? She absolutely said what she wanted. And when she said it with glee. Look at her. Look at her. She almost wanted to sing. Jenny from the block wanted to go absolutely sing a song. She wanted to sing a song. What? As a Latina, you are compelled to wear mom jeans. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. I do not wear mom jeans, okay? I do not wear mom jeans, or Cubans, we different. But that's an absolute lie. Okay? We wear stretch jeans over here. Sandy is a different breed. She from upstate. Leave it there. The thing about it is, the woman and the rest of the Democrats do this all the time. They play a dirty game of, I forgot I said that. Okay? I forgot it's on the internet. And she should know better. She's a millennial. Okay? Everything you say lives on the internet, whether you like it or not, whether you change your mind. Okay? It's on the internet. And you have to atone for it if it's that bad. But the Democrats don't ever, they never thought that they would have to atone. They never thought that this day would be here, that Donald Trump would be back in office. Like, oh my God, they never thought it. I assure you. They never thought it. They never thought that. And so that's why they are, saying all this crazy nonsense. Because they didn't think that they would have to atone for this stuff. Well, it's a new day, and they have to. And that's the reason why Jimmy Kimmel is where he is. Absolutely. And so I want to get into what Jimmy Kimmel actually said, right? Because I don't like third-party information. I want to show you what he actually said to be in this situation, okay? and what he actually said that got people upset, what was just nasty about it, and what was just downright wrong. Okay, I want you guys to see it. Here we go.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
So, this man here, okay? This man here who no longer has a job, okay? This one who's out of a job, okay? Ladies, he's jobless. So, here's the thing. First, he says something about the flag flying half staff. Okay. And you can say what you want about it. You like it, you don't like it, yada, yada. But there are cases where the president will fly the half staff because of something that has to do with the country, some type of political movement, some type of political person, some type of political situation, something that absolutely affects the country. And to say that you don't understand that Charlie Kirk absolutely had a lot of influence that absolutely gave Donald Trump a win, okay, with the young votes or the youth vote, okay, that he was definitely influential in starting debates on campuses where active debate is supposed to be, right? Because for the life of me, people can't understand why he's 30-something years old debating with college students. Meanwhile, if you actually went to college, you're debating with people way older than 31 and 32 years old. You're debating with your professors, you're debating with people way more established than you as a college student, okay? When you're doing your thesis, when you're doing all of this stuff. So they have a problem with all of that. But yet, this man actually meant something to a lot of Americans, including the president. So, like I said, you can feel whatever way, and it's totally fine. But it was how he wedged that in there as if, I don't understand why. I don't understand. And then he tried to say, well, on a human level, Trump didn't seem that interested in talking about Charlie Kirk. No, he knew anything that he said, you guys would take it and run with it because that's all the mainstream media does. And out of respect for that man's family, he decided to switch the subject. Okay, I don't understand why you guys don't know what that is, switching the subject. He switched the subject, okay? He does it all the time when he doesn't want to talk to the mainstream liberal media about something because he knows what you guys are going to say or do or try to take out of context. And if he doesn't say something right, if he doesn't get it right, guess what happens? You guys go and say whatever you want, and now he has a problem on his hands. So absolutely, I understand why he switched the subject, especially right after it happened. The media is just trash. It's absolute trash. And he said, and then Jimmy Kimmel goes and says, compares it to the same thing that Ratchet Crockett did. Oh, well, it's MAGA. It's MAGA who killed Trump. Not Trump, I'm sorry, Kirk. Charlie Kirk. Why would a person that is MAGA go and try to kill Charlie Kirk? Like, it absolutely didn't make any sense. On top of that, they're going to write on bullets, you know, hey, fascists, catch, Bella Ciao. And then they tried to use the whole, well, it said, you know, if you're reading this, you're gay. They tried to use that as if it was to say that he didn't like gays. So now we don't know how to look at context, right? Because if I'm an advocate for the left, I'm saying that Charlie Kirk doesn't like gay people or trans people or people in the LGBTIQA plus double Y carry 2. At the end of the day, what he's trying to say is, oh, well, since you don't like gay people, when you're looking at this, guess what? You're gay. Like, we absolutely understand what this is. Like, I don't understand why people act as if they don't know. Why do they do these things? We never understand why the left does anything, really. Okay? We don't understand why Jasmine Crockett does these things. And I definitely don't understand why Jimmy Kimmel would do all of this stuff. I don't understand it for the life of me. Why would you do this? Right? You make 16 million. I don't care who I hate. 16 million. I'm sitting right here with you guys. You're going to be like, oh, Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett? We got bigger stuff to talk about. What are you talking about? 16 million? We have bigger things to fry. Jasmine Crockett. Ha! That would be my attitude about it. I swear to goodness. That would be my attitude. Because I'm going to mess up my bag for Ratchet Crockett? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I won't mess up my bag right now. Like I do absolutely good on YouTube for a person that's only been doing it under a year. Okay. I have great, people like you guys in the chat. Okay. I have people who hate me in the chat. It doesn't matter. All right. I have people who watch me all across the globe. I am on a trajectory. I wouldn't mess it up now for Ratchet Crockett, and I don't make $16 million. So if you thought that it was stupid, it's absolutely stupid. That man is dumb. He's absolutely dumb. Like, you just had to say something. You just had to say something. Dave Chappelle said, you could give your opinion, or you could shut the F up. And at $16 million an episode, chat, you won't hear nothing. Don't let y'all, I'm looking straight in the camera. Don't let them pay me $16 million. Y'all won't hear Ratchet Crockett in that wig ever again. Oh, they're like, Mika, we want you, but you can't mention the wig. Well, how much you paying me? $16 million per episode? Oh, I won't ever say it again. Where do I sign? There you go. I won't ever say it again. I said that. All that I said. Oh my God. Honestly and truly, it's just stupid. It's just dumb. It's absolutely dumb. So I want to move on because our good friends over there at China News Network, CNN, okay, decided they were going to have a little debate with the best man on TV. They need to raise his check up. Our good friend, Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is a gem and is a gift that keeps on giving, okay? And Abby is the gift that keeps on giving as well, because she keep bringing him back. Please bring him back, okay? Your bald-headed reasoning is making that man money and is making conservatives look so good. So good. So continue with the bald-headed reasoning. Continue with the TDS. We love it. We love to see it. Scott Jennings, you guys, on Kimmel, getting canceled. Here we go.
You use the phrase propaganda, Professor, and I just have to ask you, what do you consider what Jimmy Kimmel was doing every night, or what Stephen Colbert was doing by having on only Democratic guests? Jimmy Kimmel Monday night flat lied about the shooter. Back in the spring, he egged his audience on in cheering on the violence against and wanting, kind of wishing, I think, the downfall of a publicly traded company, Tesla. Do you consider that to be propaganda? Is it good for a business?
Do you consider that to be free speech, Scott?
You use the phrase propaganda.
I'm asking you. You used the words free speech before. Do you consider that free speech?
I consider it to be speech, and he's obviously free to
will
say
you
it.
defend that speech in this country that will defend to the death the speech of others? Will you defend Jimmy Kimmel's speech?
Do I defend Jimmy Kimmel going on television and saying that a shooter from the
his
left?
right to do so.
He has a right to do so, but he does not have a right to have a television show where he lies his ass off to the American people and attacks this country on a nightly basis.
Whoa. Hold on.
Scott, but I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know here. You sometimes offend people. I hear about it on the socials. Do you think that you should then be held to the same standard that you're asking for, that if someone says that you're offensive, that you're not doing the civic discourse, that CNN should kick you off? I'm not worried about you and that happening to you in the present regime, but I am worried about other people in this building.
Two things. We're
That
not, we
regime.
don't fall under the same statutory regime. A. B. I expect to get fired every day. This is a tough business. And if I were Jimmy Kimmel, I mean, I'm surprised that a guy who once wore blackface and caused large-breasted women to jump on trampolines lasted this long in the media business to begin with. He was long past his sell date, and the fact that he couldn't realize that and was going down this road of partisan hackery, being unfunny and demonized.
You know, Scott making a point when they get to Scott, oh, okay, hold on, but okay, Scott, hold on, Scott, no, Scott, no, yeah, when they started that, child, Scott, they made a point. When they start that, Scott has made a point. Scott be dragging those people to filth, okay? They come on the show, they clean, and they get dragged for filth, okay? And baldhead Montel got on my nerves the other day, okay? I didn't get to make a video on him, but baldhead Montel Jordan, like ever since y'all done brought him back, y'all brought him back with that whole Kamala stuff, okay? Now Montel think he got a voice, okay? He should have left his hoop ring in the 90s. We don't want to hear it. We don't want it. We don't want it. I don't know why CNN has him on there anyway. However, Scott Jennings absolutely cooked right here. Scott Jennings absolutely cooked. Okay? Because for some reason, these people think the job owes them something. You can absolutely lose your job at any time. Okay? Especially when you told the line of saying offensive stuff or saying offensive stuff. That's what happens. Okay? Everybody on YouTube knows that you might just get. Everybody knows that because there are people that just hate your guts. They absolutely hate your guts. Okay? And you got to find a way to maneuver. Okay? You have to, if you're going to say what you want to say, you're going to have to stand on it. Okay? There's people getting my DMs and send me, messages all the time, sending me emails, telling me what they think about me, positive and negative. Okay? And I always just say, well, I appreciate your engagement, especially if they put it on my comment section. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay? I look like Jim Carrey. I type right back because it's engagement, right? But I understand that comes with what I'm doing. And for some reason, the left doesn't understand that that comes with the territory. Like that absolutely comes with the territory. Now, I didn't know about the whole blackface though. Yeah, that's wild. I have to look that up. I didn't know about the blackface, and I didn't know about him telling that women with big breasts should jump on a trampoline. Is that left? The left, is that not misogyny? Is that not over sexualizing women's bodies? Is that not inappropriate? I'm with Scott. I don't understand why he didn't get kicked off a long time ago. But let's get into China News Network here, where a person that did get kicked off of CNN and got brought back. Okay. When I tell you that man is a nasty one, that man is nasty. What he got kicked off for doing, look it up, Google it. Okay. However, let's get into CNN's commentary about Jimmy Kimmel and, of course, Trump being an authoritarian, a Nazi, whatever. Let's get into it.
Kimmel was expressing what we've heard some other liberals say in recent days, that the motives are unclear and that maybe the suspect in this case was a Republican or was some sort of far-right fringe figure. Of course, there has been a lot of discussion about that in recent days. There's a lot of evidence pointing in other directions about the suspect. But Kimmel was on the air talking about this, making a very serious commentary amid his jokes in his monologue Monday night. Here's where it became interesting earlier today. The FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, went on a far-right webcast and condemned Kimmel and urged ABC to suspend him. He also talked about possible regulatory punishments of Disney because there are lots of different stations that have licenses with the FCC. Within the past hour, we've heard from a big owner of stations that have affiliations with ABC, a company called Nexstar, saying that they were going to suspend Kimmel's show on their station. So in other words, about 24 stations were refusing to air Kimmel's show tonight as a result of this controversy. And then following word that some of those stations were basically revolting against Kimmel, Disney, the parent company of ABC, decided to yank the show entirely.
Yeah, because they're in the business of making money, right? And so not just far leftists, okay, are watching them. People on the right, the far right, the middle, they're all watching. And a lot did not appreciate those comments, okay? For some reason, I don't know how, I don't know who does it, but a lot of people have these networks numbers. I mean, they call up. We didn't like what we saw. We didn't like what we saw. And a lot of people do not understand the literacy of broadcasting, okay? So let me give you a quick snapshot. These networks like ABC, NBC, CBS, they are on the air for free. China News Network has to pay, okay? They have to have deals and all this other stuff. But those big ones, the big three, okay? CBS, CNN, not a big three. CBS, NBC, ABC, those networks, they get to broadcast on air for free. Okay, so they're making a killing. Yeah, I know they want to get that man off. One, his ratings are low. Okay, nobody's watching that. Nobody watches any of these night shows. Anyway. And on top of that, he says some heinous stuff that people do not agree with. And these people do not want to lose money. I don't care how much you think that these CEOs that are on these far left companies are. When it comes down to it, they don't want to lose their money. They don't want to lose that viewership. They don't want to lose ad revenue. Okay. So you will get the boot before they get kicked off, especially when the government has made a deal with these networks, you know, way back in the day. But they're on the air for free. Donald Trump could easily say, okay, I'm snatching this. Now you're going to have to pay to be on air. Okay? Yeah. They don't want that. So they got rid of their weight, if you ask me. Now, last but not least, I want to get into what the commander-in-chief had to say just a few hours ago about all of this. Okay? About all of this. Donald Trump look like my grandpa. I love it though. But I want you guys to see what Donald Trump had to say because he never holds his tongue. And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that we have a president that you know what he's thinking, whether you agree with it or not. You know what he's thinking, and you can make an informed decision about how you want to move. Here we go.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else. And he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you know, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent. Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else. And he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you know, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent. Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because
he was fired for lack of talent. And that's what I said. Okay. The man sucked. He sucked. That little, you know, sometimes people will allow things to go. Thank you, Trump. We appreciate it. sometimes people will allow things to go forward, right? If it's funny, okay? You allow stereotypical jokes because they're funny, all right? Like when Dave Chappelle used to do it, when he did the Bigsby joke, okay? When the black white supremacists, it was absolutely hilarious, okay? People will let quote unquote misogynist jokes go. I think it was Key and Peele when they did the, I said, bitch. Like it's funny, okay? Because they were calling a woman the B word and, they were scared to say it to her face. But it is funny, okay? You can find humor in everything everybody does, okay? But these people aren't funny. They're just nasty. They're absolutely nasty. And they try to weave, the things that they really want to say into a joke. And they're not being funny. They're just talking, really. Half of the time when I hear them do these little opening monologues, they're talking. Like it doesn't even have a catch. Like what was the catch? Okay? And I've been to a lot of those, things when I was younger, where you go and sit in the audience. You got a little sign, you hold it up, and then you put it down, right? So they're not even really laughing. Like, cause the View, you can absolutely tell, okay? Because if you disagree with the Golden Girls, their people come out real quick and put up a sign. You better laugh. You better laugh, okay? Or we're gonna get you up out of here. You will never be at the View again. These people are absolutely nuts. The Democrats are absolutely nuts, okay? And they want you to be nuts with them. So here are my thoughts. You know how I do it. Let's pour it up. With all that being said, with all the jokes, with all the, hoopla, here's the thing. Jimmy Kimmel got fired because he has low ratings. He absolutely has low ratings. Okay? Nobody's watching him. I don't even know what he does. Okay? I don't even know who he brings on. Doesn't matter. It's trash. It's absolutely trash. So therefore, you have that. Okay? And then you go and say insensitive, nasty things right after something tragic happens, whether you like the man or not. So all you did was give your employer a reason. Okay. It's no different than the guy that they want to get rid of down at, the clerk's office, or the guy that they want to get rid of that works in the mailroom, but they can't really get rid of him. And then as soon as he's 2 minutes late, you was late, you're out. And on top of that, these people have contracts that are written to a T, that if you do certain things, we can boot you. You don't see Jimmy Kimmel talking. And that's because more than likely it's in his contract. Now, of course, because these people are, most of the people that run these things, they're leftists. So he probably figured, it'll be fine. No, not today. Not today, sir. Everybody got up on that phone and called. Everybody got up there and called because they're tired of it. They're tired. Okay? They're tired. And I don't blame them. I don't advocate for nobody losing their job. But guess what? Just like you guys said when you were being nasty to Charlie Kirk and his family, this is a consequence. Well, this is a consequence because freedom of speech makes sure that Donald Trump can't do anything. Make sure that Joe Biden, who actually did stifle speech, okay, especially during the whole COVID era, Meta did a lot of it. I digress. But it's so the government can't be tyrannical on your speech. I'm allowed to say stuff because in certain parts of England and Europe where, the founding fathers are from, they couldn't say anything towards the monarchs. Okay? They couldn't say anything. So that's why they put that in there. Because if I can't tell the tyrannical government that they're tyrannical, I have no humanity. I don't own myself. I don't own my life. So that's why that's there. But that doesn't protect you from your job. Okay? Your job most of the time is at will. If you do have a contract, you have stipulations of things you can and can't do. And apparently Jimmy Kimmel didn't read it. So, oh well. Okay? Oh well. Bon voyage. We got plenty of things that could be on TV doing a lot better than doing exactly what he said Tucker Carlson was doing. Giving propaganda to old people, because that's about all who's up that late taking notos trying to watch Jimmy Kimmel. So those are my thoughts. Okay. Those are just my thoughts. So you guys get down in the comments and let me know what you think about Jimmy Kimmel getting fired on his day off. What you think about Ratchet Crockett and all of her nonsense. Let me know what you think about Dame Dash, okay, and Charlemagne the non-God, Leonard, talking, okay, and not knowing what he's talking about. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think about the mass exodus that is happening with the Democratic Party, okay? A lot of the liberals, ever since the Charliekirk assassination, are definitely leaving. Let me know what you guys think about that. All right. Let me know what you think about all of that down in the comments. Get down there, get active. Thank you for all those who watch the replay and then support afterwards with a super thanks. I see them. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because all your support, everybody who supports, whether it's cash, $1, $2, $10, $100, all those things actually help me continue to improve and do things with this platform. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the shares. I appreciate the likes. We just got, 3-4 posts that went to 1 million, over 1 million. Okay. Like we are moving over here. So I appreciate all of that. I appreciate the people that come on a platform and, give their opinions, Hood Conservative, Kelly, A Smart, Anton, like everybody that has come on, Sheldon Daniels, who's a politician, everybody that has contributed to this platform, and even you guys in the chat sitting there, getting your Twitter fingers on. I appreciate it. I see you. I acknowledge you. Thank you so much for supporting. Let me get to these super chats before we get up out of here. Let's see. Okay. We got $4.99 super chat from Nashawn Y. Mika, a ghostwriter. That's right. That is right. That is right. You can just imagine who I wrote for. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I got BMI credits and all that. Okay. That's how it rolls. That's what I do. Thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it. Brothers Keeper, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. Jimmy Kimmel would do a 45-minute set of Trump jokes and then only a 15-minute set of regular jokes since 2016. Yeah, see, Jay Leno told him to stay away from politics. He was getting too political and he was alienating fans, obviously, because them ratings is down. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Brothers Keeper. I absolutely appreciate it. Let's see here. Courtney Smith, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. It's amazing how people forget how the left censored and doxed the right or anyone with an opposing opinion that challenged the left's narrative for 7 years. I'll go as far to say, thank you for the super chat. I'll go as far to say for the last almost 20 years, okay? Because the second term of Barack Obama, it got real. Once he started doing all that LGBT stuff and once he started, saying that he liked the immigrants in public while, deporting them on the back end. Yeah. Once he started doing all of that, it got real. It got real. They were censoring people left and right. Okay. Social media just happened to boom faster than they could censor people, but a lot of people started then. It definitely started then, a little bit before 2016, but you're absolutely correct. So thank you, Courtney Smith, for the super chat. Thank you guys all for the super chats. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Legally Shay. Thank you, Messy Mathematician. Hey, girly. Thank you, Magnetar. I appreciate you. Thank you, Sugar Shane. Thank you, Abe the Hunter. What's up? Thank you, Jay Ben. Thank you to your car. I appreciate you. Thank you to Donna. Everybody likes my shirt, Donna. Hi. So thank you so much for that shirt. I do appreciate it. And thank you so much for the super chats. The Cash apps. Thank you so much. Jordan Everett, thank you. Got Flavor, thank you. Nashawn, thank you. I appreciate you. Loud and Clear, thank you. Who else we have in the building? Thank you so much, Eric Watson. Thank you, love. Thank you so much. Who else we got up in here? Artifacts. What's going on? Losowe 24. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you to Courtney Smith. I appreciate you. Thank you to Brothers Keeper. I appreciate you. Taurus Prince. I appreciate that. Who else? Code Cheese. Thank you so much. 1320 Bashudo. Okay. I think that's what that says. If I get it wrong, my bad. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Christopher Chapman. Thank you so much. Thank you to who else we got in the building? I hope I can catch most of y'all. I think I said George Everett. Thank you, Trice. Hey, what's going on? Thank you, Gerald Sparrow. I appreciate you. I see y'all. I see y'all. I'm a one girl show, so you know I gotta do all this switcherooing. So, but I do see you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate you, hon. Thank you. Thank you. The Day Later. I wonder what's behind the name, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Eric Davis. Thank you, everybody that's watching on X. Thank you, everybody that's watching on YouTube. You guys, thank you so much for pulling up. I appreciate everything you do. Share this stream, like this stream, comment, and if you're not, subscribe. It's your girl, Mika, and I'm out. Peace.